Hey, if it's like YouTube, welcome back to part 2 of the plumbing. Okay, so in the overflows here, I've added 2 gate valves, and this is just to fine tune the system and use gate valves instead of ball valves because you can really get precise adjustments with it, which is a lot better for what I'm wanting to do. Then moving along, I've got a ball valve on the return here. This is just purely for the return pump because there's no way of actually controlling the flow from the return pump. So this is just purely there just to control the speed and the amount of water that's getting pumped into the display tank, which will help fine tune the whole system. Then it moves along, we've got this 3-way ball valve, and this is the ball valve I'll be using for water changes. So I'll turn the valve, which will stop the water going up to the main display. Obviously I'll use that other ball valve as well, and then the water will just be pumped straight out, straight down that braided hose out down the drain, and then I'll just open it up, close off the braided hose for when the water comes back. Then moving along onto my skimmer, I've got 2 unions here, and that's so that I can disconnect it if I need to. The actual attachment for the braided hose, it isn't actually glued yet because I'm waiting to get another union, and then I'm going to stick that in. And then there's a ball valve there, and we'll see how that goes. If need be, I've got PVC and I've got a ball valve, and I'll just hard plumb it if that braided hose doesn't work out. Then it moves along, we've got this Y connection, unions, another union, and then we go on to the check valve. And this is here so that if there's a power outage, the water's not going to back siphon from the return into the sump, so that will stop that happening. Then we've got another ball valve here, and this ball valve is for my water changes also. So basically what I'll do here is I'll connect the hose onto here, pump the water straight from my barrel, and it'll go straight into the display tank. If the 3-way braided hose system that I've got for emptying the tank, if that doesn't work out, and say for instance my sink can't handle it and it's not working out, basically all I'll do is I'll just attach the hose onto here, and I'll just pump the water straight out my sump, straight out the hose and down a drain out in the garden. So that's like a little fail safe as well. Should that one braided hose going to my sink doesn't work, I've got a plan B, so that's fine. Okay, so I kind of guessed that there's going to be a fair amount of flow flying down this pipe, so I added a stainless steel Jubilee clip, and I've also added this block of polystyrene just to support the underneath of this U-bend, because with the amount of flow that might be going down there, the last thing I want is for that to pop off, because they're only like push-on fittings, but I've kind of siliconed them as well to give them a bit of strength. Okay, so this is like my RO unit, and basically I've got this set up because normally, like I said, I've got the black hose which is going to run the water straight to the display tank and the auto top off, but I've also got it so that it kind of saves on my DI resin, because normally when you start your system, you always end up with a high TDS going through it first, so I kind of plumbed it in a way to stop that. So the water will come through this valve. So if I open this valve, it then puts the water through the green hose. I'll just show you. So then the water will be coming out here. I've got this tap closed just now, but I'll show you. It's kind of awkward trying to do it with one hand. I'll switch my TDS meter on. Right, so once I open this valve, you'll see it rising, and you'll see what I'm on about. So normally you switch on your RO unit, and the water pumps through your membrane, your filters, your carbon, your membrane, then through your DI resin. As soon as you do that, this is what will be happening when you switch it on. So I've got like 61 parts per million, that would be going straight through my dye resin, and of course the dye resin would take it straight to zero, no problem. But the only thing that I don't like about that is you're going to exhaust your dye resin really quickly, and it's not going to last as long. So with me bypassing it, so my actual dye resin, the water isn't passing through that just now, it's actually just going through the membrane. So the membrane's bringing that TDS down to near enough zero. Once it gets to around about 2, I then switch off the membrane bit and open up the dye resin bit. It still goes through the membrane, but then it gets forced through the dye resin. But it's only going to be like 2 parts that's going through it as opposed to 61. I hope that kind of makes sense. Like it's pretty simple, like, but you'll see what I mean. So like now that that's stopped, the water's not going out the green hose anymore. It's going to be forced up through the dye resin tube. But like I say, it's only 2 parts that went through there as opposed to the 61. And that's why my dye resin lasts me years. Like, I haven't changed it for donkeys. Like, works. It's just like, works really well, and saves you a bit of money as well. Like, so that's what I use this hose for, right? So once I've got it to zero, all I do then is I would turn that tap on. That's the black hose that you've seen in the display tank, and then that's just going to fill my RO tank up, and that's it, Bob's your uncle. And the same when I'm filling the display tank, when I'm due to get the big fill, whenever that happens, I can just turn that tap on and it'll just fill away to its heart's content. But yeah, that's how I run my RO unit, and that's how I save a bit of money on dye resin, just with a simple bypass sort of thing, and it works great. That's everything off, and I just leave the system pressurised so the membrane and nothing doesn't dry out. So that's that. One problem I have kind of come across though is when me building this extra sump, it's 5 feet long. I've got absolutely no space here. I mean, I've got like maybe about 8 inches or something, and my top up tank that I made, it's like 12 inches wide. So the only thing I can do is I'm gonna have to squeeze that tank in here and have my top up tank sitting on the floor here somewhere. But I think what I'll do is, I didn't really want that to be on show, so I'm going to build I'm going to box it in basically, and build some kind of cabinet or box it in so you didn't see it, and it's out the way, and then that should make it look a lot neater. But yeah, that's it for just now. Thanks for watching. Till next time, bye bye.